Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss about contamination of water and water-borne diseases. Under this topic we are going to discuss that how many possible ways are there by which our routine life activities and processes are contaminating our water, our reservoirs. Hello students, do you want to excel in maths and science? We have some don't memorize courses for you which can help you in preparation of maths and science. I have given the links in the description and you can avail 90% of the discount from all these courses. And if you will use this coupon code, you will get extra 10% discount on all the courses. Don't memorize courses are part of Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. So there are three principal sources: sewage, defecation and urination, and animal waste. So first is sewage. Improperly disposed and leaks contaminate underground water. Sewage water will eventually get mixed with the underground water by two possible ways: improperly disposed and via leaks. This sewage water is not properly disposed of in a channelized way so that the sewage water will get absorbed into the soil and eventually it will get mixed with the underground water, and that is how the sewage water is contaminating our underground water. Then comes defecation and urination. People defecating and urinating near lakes, rivers, pond may contaminate water. Eventually it will get mixed with the water and it will contaminate lakes, rivers and ponds. Then comes animal waste. Animal waste and washing from dairies, poultries, etc. may drain into the water bodies and eventually it will get mixed with the water bodies and reservoir, and this waste will contaminate the water. Now, along with the above principal sources of contamination, some of the agricultural waste and industrial waste may contain poisonous chemical. Now there are two types of waste: agricultural waste and industrial waste. The difference between these two is agricultural waste comes from the agricultural activity and industrial waste is coming from the industry. May contain pesticide, chemicals and fertilizer we are using in agricultural activity that eventually will get washed off and it will mixed with the reservoirs and water. So this chemicals, pesticide, fertilizer will contaminate the water, and this is termed as agricultural waste. Now the industrial waste. Industrial waste is coming from the industries. Industries are generating so many byproducts and industries are also producing so much of chemical waste. So all this chemical waste and byproducts, what they are not properly disposed of, eventually they get mixed with the reservoir and they are contaminating our reservoir. So the waste which are coming from the industry, it is known as industrial waste, and the waste which are coming from the agricultural activities, it is known as agricultural waste. Now let us understand how this agricultural waste and industrial waste are contaminating our water and what all type of adverse effect they can cause to us. Now let us understand how and why this agricultural waste and industrial waste are harmful for humans. So first, industrial waste. The waste which are coming from the industries, industrial byproducts and the effluents coming from the industries. So industrial waste which contain mercury in them, they can cause abnormalities in nervous system. Then second is tannery. Now tannery is coming from the leather industry and it is considered as most serious water pollution. It may contain the bacilli bacteria, and these bacteria are responsible for the disease named anthrax. So tannery is the most serious water pollution which is coming from the industrial waste. Then comes the agricultural waste. In agricultural processes, we are using many chemicals like pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, fertilizer. So all these chemicals will eventually get mixed with the water and they are also harmful for us. So the first one is pesticide. So pesticide like DDT can cause hormonal imbalance in human and it may lead to a cancer. Then comes presence of fluoride. So presence of fluoride in drinking water can cause tooth disorder and bone disorder. And a higher concentration of fluoride can cause neuromuscular disorder. Now let us discuss about waterborne diseases, and first one we are taking is cholera. Now it is an infection of intestinal tract and it is caused by the bacteria called Vibrio cholerae. So this is the name of the bacteria which will cause cholera, and it is an infection of intestinal tract. Now symptoms. Symptoms include severe diarrhea, vomiting, and it will be followed by dehydration. Now, due to the shortage of water in a body, person will not be able to pass urine, and this will accumulate urea into the blood, into the person's body. So that is highly poisonous and it can lead to a death also. Now cholera occurs due to contaminated water, dust, flies that sit on excreta, and from there they pass the germ to exposed food. Third is food handlers with dirty hands can also transmit the germs. So these are the possible ways that how infection of cholera will spread into a community, and these are the symptoms. Our second waterborne disease is dysentery. Now there are two forms of dysentery disease. First is from bacillary and second is amoebic. So first one is bacillary dysentery. So this is caused by Shigella bacteria and it is known as bacillary dysentery. Now it occurs frequently in children. Symptoms includes diarrhea, intestinal pain and mild fever. Then prevention includes safe drinking water, because this is mainly caused due to the contaminated water. So when children are drinking the safe and boiled drinking water, then we can prevent this disease. Eating food which is not contaminated by flies, which can also prevent this disease. So this is about bacillary dysentery, which is caused by Shigella. Now we are going to talk about amoebic dysentery, which is the second form of dysentery. Now under dysentery, let us talk about the amoebic dysentery and the causative agent. That means the protozoan family's amoeba will cause this disease, and its name is Entamoeba histolytica. Now how they are infecting us, that it establishes in the lining of the large intestine. So they will be there into the lining of the large intestine, and where it will feed by engulfing the red blood cell. As we can see here, the structure of this protozoan family amoeba, that this is the nucleus and this are the engulfed blood cells. And these are the pseudopodium. So from the pseudopodia they are engulfing this blood cells and they will be there into the lining of the large intestine. This amoeba has no contractile vacuole and bears one large blunt pseudopodium like this. So when fully mature, when they will become fully mature, it forms a cyst which pass out through feces. This cyst remain active for a longer period of time on reaching a new host. While the person will pass this from the feces, this cyst will remain active and they will find out a new host through contaminated water and food, and then they will split off and infect a new individual. So that is how they are capable of infecting new individual. That first they will be there into the large intestine and they will eat up this blood cells via pseudopodium, one large pseudopodium. Now after being mature, they will pass out through the feces and this cyst will remain active until they will find a new host. Once they will find a new host, they will split off and infect the new individual. Under waterborne disease, our third disease is hepatitis. Heptos means liver, and this disease causes inflammation of liver. So from the word heptos, the disease named hepatitis. It is a commonly result of viral infection, but there are other possible causes of hepatitis. There are mainly 5 types of hepatitis: hepatitis A, B, C, D and E. But here under this topic we are going to discuss hepatitis A, B and C in detail. A different virus is responsible for each type of hepatitis. So for example, for hepatitis A virus is responsible like that. So a different virus is responsible for each type of hepatitis. Now hepatitis A is the result of infection with hepatitis virus A, and it is transmitted through contaminated water. And it is a short-term disease and it is a curable disease. Then comes hepatitis B. It is a result of infection with hepatitis virus B. And it is often a long-term disease and it is hard to cure. Now this passes through blood fluid. Then comes hepatitis C. It is a result of infection with hepatitis virus C. It is also passed through blood fluid, and it is also a long-term disease and its effects are serious. So hepatitis A is caused due to and transmitted through contaminated water, whereas hepatitis B and hepatitis C is passed through the blood fluid. Now, what are the symptoms of hepatitis? Hepatitis symptoms includes body ache, yellowish fever, deep yellow urine and enlarged liver. So how can we prevent this hepatitis disease? So we can prevent the hepatitis via the vaccination. Hepatitis vaccines are readily available in the market, and via vaccination we can prevent this disease. Now there are other precautionary measures which we can take, like maintaining proper hygiene, and we have to avoid taking fat rich substance so that we can prevent this disease.